Hey, yo, what's up, guys? Thanks so much for joining us here on Just Turtles. We've got some footage to bring you today that I'm really excited to share with you. In this video, I visit my friend Mike out in the Denver area. You might know him better by his channel name here on YouTube as Turtle Nerds of Colorado. Mike is an experienced field herper, but he also has something really cool that we're going to highlight today, which is the backyard pond that he's built himself. He and our mutual friend Max, who's actually been on our videos before, took a couple of hand shovels and shoveled out this entire massive pond. And you'll see it is incredible. The way that he's created it with all these rocks and natural crevices between those rocks has actually allowed crayfish to breed naturally in the pond. So he's breeding crayfish the way that most of us breed guppies. They just replenish themselves and provide a natural food source to the turtles that live there. And let's talk about the turtles that live there. He's got several species, but he also has Harry, a huge common snapping turtle that's around 60 plus pounds, who's lived with him for the better part of 3 decades. You're going to be able to meet that monster at the end of the video, and you'll also see us feed one of those crayfish to D, his Mexican giant musk turtle. Really, really cool video, and excited to share it with you. Be sure to like and subscribe. Drop us a comment. Let us know what resonates with you, what doesn't, what you like, what you wish you could see, because we're still working out this whole YouTube thing, and we definitely want to hear from you. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you, and looking forward to continuing this YouTube journey with you. Look at that. It's gorgeous.
And I just walked a half pipe so you could skate on that till tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah. Here's my survivor goldfish.
The ones that made it.
Yeah, I just throw 10 in the fall, and usually like 2 a year make it.
Uh-huh.
I've had 2 from one season, 2 from the next, and 1 from the last batch, I think a year ago.
Awesome. So how long have you had the pond here?
Take a seat. This pond went in the spring of '99, and Harry went in the fall of '99.
Wow.
September of '99.
So this really is Harry's pond.
Oh yeah, and so the original pond was about a third this size, and it was just a little round thing. And so I had Harry in there, and a female snapper, and I think 15 or 16 other turtles that comprise like 9 species or something ridiculous. Just a really stupid mess of turtles. But one of them was a Mississippi map turtle that I actually had back here. She lived here. She lived in Highlands Ranch. She lived in Parker at my brother's house for a year when I went from Highlands Ranch to up here. And I had her for 20 years.
Wow.
And then back there's a little fossil on the ground that's a female soft shell that I had for like, probably 12 years. And I didn't get her till she was 17 inches long, or 17 and a half inches. And if I'd have known then what I know now, I'd realize that I was catching a 60-year-old turtle or a 50-year-old turtle, and I would have left her alone. But yeah, I'll never have a map turtle or a soft shell turtle again. I can tell you that, knowing what I know now, just that they don't belong in something like this.
Yeah.
You know, they need to be in a river, always.
Yeah.
Yeah, the river cooters are great. Painted turtles, obviously natives. If Harry ever dies, I'd love to buy some captive bred Blandings turtles and throw them. I'm guessing they would thrive in Colorado. I think they'd be great. Also,
They love the cold. What's up, D? Oh my gosh, she's big. She's large and in charge, man.
and she's done, I think.
Yeah.
I think females are only 7 to 9 inch, so I think she's done, which is awesome. I wanted a male, but you can't tell, apparently. I got her as a 3-year-old, so I thought I'd have a chance. Oh, so she's going to zap this guy right now.
Yep.
There you go.
With a crunch, she's going to zap this guy. Oh, sad for the crawdad.
It is, but in the summer, the crawdads are up and running.
Yeah.
So they're much faster. So she gets a lot of cardio and treadmill work in the
That
summer.
makes sense.
She has to chase them for quite a while before they run out of gas.
This is so beautiful, clean.
Yeah, and it's been a week and a half already since I cleaned it, but you can see again. So this is the other thing that I figured out. See this basking platform? The floating bark?
Yeah, is this wedged in between the two sides?
Yeah, that's fixed, and that's super easy to do. You just have to cut it like
it just has to be the right size.
It just has to be like a 1/4 inch short so that it can fit in there, and then it swells up with the water, and it's tight as can be. It works perfect.
I was thinking, like, did you silicone it?
Yeah, no, the first thing I had in here, I put these posts on it, and I drilled them out and filled them with cement. So I thought, okay, it's going to sink, it's going to be perfect. And then, because I didn't think that cutting it that short, I'm like, there's no way this is going to work. And then all of a sudden, in like 3 days, it was tight. And I was like, oh my God, I don't need these posts. And
what type of tree is this bark from?
So that's part of the bark from that cottonwood log out there. And so I'll just saw off a piece. Called? Yeah, cottonwood is our native tree.
Got it.
Actually,
I've never seen bark like that.
Yes, cottonwood's our native to Colorado, actually.
Bark is 2 inches thick.
Yeah, we only have 5 native trees in Colorado, so it's not very hard.
Wow.
And being a landscaper, I should probably know that.
Oh.
Yeah, claws are her favorite parts of the crawdad. Dee, he's not going to feed you.
I just want to see if she bite me.
He's a horrible person, Dee.
That's a good shot right there. Dee, I'm sorry. It's for science.
It's for conservation purposes, Dee. You understand. There you go. Smile for the camera, Dee.
Why is she yelling at me? Dee, why are you so angry, Dee? Why are you so angry?
She's got an attitude problem.
Okay, so Mike, can you describe to me what it was like to put this amazing pond together?
Okay, so let's see. Staked it out first. Figured out how big I wanted it to be. Like I said, the pond before was round and really like 1/3 of this size. And I knew I wanted bigger. And then so the design aspect of this whole thing back here is obviously, you can see the architecture of the house, and the smokehouse here is mid-century modern-ish, if not mid-century modern. And so I wanted to stick with that design theme. And so my vision was that this was like, I call it Life magazine because I don't have any other way to put it, but in the 60s, Life magazine, when they would do car ads, everything was very angular, and the house was really angular, and the yard was really angular, and then the driveway was the foreground with the car in it. And so everything came to a point. And so I wanted everything coming to a point in that corner of the yard over there. So if you stand in that corner over there, everything's coming downhill to you that way. And so basically the design was the pond is the pool, and the lawn is the pool deck. And then obviously the patio is part of the decking as well. And so then a rent-a-dump trailer, get Max over here, right before he went off to college to, so I lied. So this pond went in the fall of 2008 or 9. So this has been here a while. He was about to leave for college. So 2 shovels, 2 wheelbarrows, started digging.
You dug this whole thing by hand without a bucket loader or bobcat or whatever?
No, just 2 shovels and 2 wheelbarrows. Fill them up, haul them into the dump trailer, and haul the dirt away.
Wow.
And then kept a fair amount of dirt around the outside edge for final grading, because I was raising the grade of the yard about 3 inches, starting right here where I'm sitting right now. And then it all went that way. And then it was buy some pallets of strip flagstone, start stacking rocks. Oh, I also kept all of the rocks from the original pond, and they're big, blocky, kind of bulky rocks. And so they're all at the bottom. They're all base row rocks in the deep end here. And it's 4 feet deep right here to the top of the pond. So it's really 3 foot 9 or whatever when it's full, because I can't fill it right to the edge. and then it goes 10 feet that way at the 4-foot level, and then it tapers up to 18 inches all the way at the top there. And so start stacking rocks. And I think 3 pallets of rocks plus the original rocks from the original pond, and then 104, I believe, bags of concrete.
That's what I was going to ask. So everything's concreted around it.
It's just behind. So there's, rocks are stacked up to here, and then I kind of have a concrete skirt that's kind of at an angle right behind the rocks, and there's just a, I don't know, maybe a 3-inch, 4-inch layer, just enough to make the rocks solid against it, so it's all one solid thing against the edge of the pond, against the dirt in the pond liner. And that's kind of how that works. I think I've had, so that's where the old pond was over there, and you can see that it's kind of sunk. And I probably need to dig up that little edge over there and refill it and bring the liner up, because I think the pond liner's gotten pulled down a little. I feel like that's my low spot. But I don't know. It's been in here long enough to where I don't really care. And, you know, I don't mind cleaning this pond once a year, but I really just don't like disturbing the turtles. I'm just not a fan. So now I clean the pond in April before they're really cranking. Part of the pond construction was I built this pump housing, and I just did spring cleaning. So there will be ground cover covering all of this pretty quick. You can see it popping up, but there's a bunch of grass in there. So I just ripped it all up last weekend. So the pump housing is here. The pump is in there. Water comes out of here, goes right underneath, goes to here, comes up, comes out of here behind the waterfall, and pumps out onto the splash rock. This is all just stacked rock, stacked on mortar. And I've tried the pool silica-based plaster to seal it. That doesn't work. The pump running is too much pressure on it, and it gets all of the silica out of that concrete and that cement and pumps it into the pond. And that silica just coats everything in the pond. It coats all the rocks. Not that it matters, because, you know, the algae grows, and so it's not a big deal, but it is pretty bad. I would tell everybody, never use the pool plaster stuff. Seal it. Believe it or not, the thing that this is sealed with now is just Flex Seal. It's just like, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not proud of it.
It's all right. You're trial and error.
There's something I can use, except for the guy that makes a boat out of that and goes out sailing on his pond or whatever. But nope, that's what works.
That's
and
great.
You can see, so I haven't sealed it this year. I turn it on and I see where it leaks, and then I'll reseal. But you can see that I have leaks along here and along here. And so I lose some water on that. This design, if I had to do a pond for a customer in a waterfall, I would never do this design. It's just not, it's not super effective. I just like it. I like the look. I mean, and you've seen the waterfall running. I mean, it's a really cool look. The other thing I would have done different on this is I would have stacked this way higher. I would have made this much higher, because I didn't realize, I've always used natural edge stones before. And while this is technically natural, it is broken. So it's a straight line. It's been snapped off by a machine. So it's straight. And it's way quieter than I ever thought it was going to be. I did not think it was going to be this quiet.
Interesting.
And so if I had to do over again, I would stack it probably another 1.5 feet higher. Because the more you get that water falling in, the more aeration you get at a depth. And then you also get more turnover. Just from the waterfall action alone.
Right.
And so that would be the one thing I would do different. And there are times I still have days where I look at this thing and I'm like, you know what? I'm busting it out and I'm going to make it higher. But it's super heavy. I mean,
I can't imagine.
It's all really heavy. And so, and this rock's great. You know, it's, you know, and my grandkids, there's no algae. I mean, it's going to be a diving board. It's going to be great. Everything's overbuilt. You know, everything's got tons of concrete, and so it'll be great for the kids to play on.
It's incredible. It's
so,
absolutely
beautiful. As
beautiful.
long as I keep the algae off. And by the way, in the end of the summer, a lot of times this whole rock will just be covered in baby leeches.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But I have noticed that the leech population is plummeted the last 2 years. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because I've been cleaning in the spring and I've wiped out maybe the adults ahead of time, or my crappie and bluegill are getting them.
That'd be nice.
I'm not sure what it is. And well, I think you know this, right? The leeches that are on turtles only leech on turtles. They evolved, and that's all they do. That's all they have evolved to do is leech on turtles, specifically snappers. And so, you know, Harry, he used to get huge patches of leeches on his neck right here.
Yeah.
And I think this is why he did it. And so every year for a long time, he would come out like in August and go sit over there under those trees. And he would stay there for like 3 days. And as far as I could tell, he would just sit there. And by the way, this will all be covered in ground cover. So he's covered. He's not just sitting out there in the open. And he would just sit there. And I would assume it was because he wanted to dry the leeches off him. Here's the back end of a big dumbass.
Oh my gosh, that is a big back end.
Yeah.
Me too, buddy.
He's really funny. I don't know what he's doing.
If you'll let me, I'll go in, Mike.
You'll go in.
I'll go in. Yeah.
I'm not going to let you go in and mess with Harry. I'm going to do a little cold plunge.
Let's go.
It's good for the inflammation on the ankles. Oh, actually,
dermatologists say this is super good for you. So
it's actually not horribly cold. Which makes sense.
We're doing it.
All right, Harry. Well, this is probably the best time of year to get him when he's not going to be pissing.
How cold is that right now?
It's not horrible, actually. Like I said.
You're just tougher than me, that's all.
Yeah. Well.
Here you go. You're calling it a butt and it was a front.
No, this is the front.
sleeping babies.
Here's Big Harry. He's been in here 25 and a half years.
25 and a half years.
Oh, he's heavy.
Gosh.
There you go.
That is a big common snapping turtle.
That's Big Hair.
Wow.
He's super heavy. Here. There's his tail.
Wow.
Good luck.
What a monster.
And you can see he's got some paws.
Yeah, he does.
He's got some hands.
Yeah, they're the size of your hands.
Yeah, he's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
He's on the log.
Yeah, he does. All right, dude.
On it.
See you later. But there you go. That's a big turtle.
That is a big turtle.
But yeah, he's been in here 25 going on 26 years now. He's a fine boy.
Yes, he is.
This is his yard. He can destroy anything in the pond or anything in the yard that he wants, and I don't care. He's got permission. That's brisk. It's brisk.
I really owe you one.
It's bracing. That's bracing. I think that's the word. Whew.
It's good for you.
Okay.
I'll wake you
There
up.
you go. That's the king of this pond. Everybody else is literally small potatoes.
Yeah.
Hit subscribe, join the crew. Just Turtles. There's always something new.